Hello YouTubers, this is Team Cyanide C here again with a deck with another deck of ours, Gravekeepers. This deck is belongs to another member of Team Cyanide, but I shall be relieving him of it very soon. I actually like the deck. I like it a lot, surprisingly. Alright, we shall get started. Alright, first off, we have Gravekeeper's Visionary. Think of him as a Venomanaga, except he's not on steroids. He's really hard to kill once he comes out, especially with the way I built this deck. Base attack points 2018 defense and 8 stars, which means he is compatible with trading. He on his own is quite vicious. He gains 200 attack for every Gravekeeper in my graveyard, and gains 2, and he can prevent himself from being destroyed by the effects of by his own effect, by which is discarding one Gravekeeper monster from your hand to the graveyard, which basically fuels his second effect, which means he gains another 200 attack points. Okay, we have one. Alright, now contrary to the popular belief, Dark Arm is actually a pretty good card in this deck. If you've seen some of my duels, you've seen I've pulled out Dark Arm quite a number of times. It works even if I don't have even if I have Necrovalley on the field. He's basically a 28 beta. That is always good. Alright, next we have two Gravekeepers Commandant. Basically he's here to get Gravekeepers Gravekeeper now, Necrovalley to the field. Alright, next we have three Gravekeeper Spy. 2000 defense and 1200 attack. Basically he's here to get out this next card, Gravekeeper's Descendant. The basic combo of this deck is to use Spy to get Descendant. Descendant kills Spy, Descendant kills Spy, and destroy a back card or whatever, and then you can sacrifice a Descendant for the Visionary. So you have a 2000, at least a 2400 attack point monster on the field, and you have and it's virtually indestructible as long as you have the cards in your hand, the needed cards. We run three of him. Also, he can be used just as a 2000 beat stick with Necrovalley on the field, and his destruction effect is quite awesome, especially when I recycle him and Gravekeeper's Spy with Gravekeeper's Steel and Book of Moon. Alright, next we have Muffin Jar. He is the whole draw power of the deck, and plus, as I remembered, he was an old card from the original, I can't remember if it's Pharaoh's Servant or Pharaoh Guardian. But I remember he at one time fitting with the Gravekeeper's theme, so I said, hey, why not put him in the deck? Let's see where it runs. He runs very well. Alright, now comes Gravekeeper's Chief. He is basically the original beats of the deck. When he's tribute summoned, he special summons one Gravekeeper from the graveyard, including Visionary, other than himself, to the field. He can get back Descendant and fuel his effect by blowing up this card again. Alright, we run two of him. Alright, next we have Gravekeeper's Assailant. She is to be used against Light Swans and Black Wings. As her effect dictates that when there is Necrovalley on the field, she can switch an opponent's monster's battle position. In other words, attack position becomes defense and vice versa. We run two. Alright, next we run two Gravekeeper's Guard. Yes, two Gravekeeper's Guard. Bounce ability, plus he has a pretty decent defense, and with Necrovalley he becomes 2400 defense and a pretty much decent wall. Run two. Next we have the one tuner in this entire deck. I just slapped this tuner in because I less like him. Krebons, he's here to synchro summon for basically any level I choose. Usually I'll go for level 6 with him. Or yes, level 6. he gives me access to 15 more monsters in my extra deck. So I said, why not put him in? Alright, next we have the magic cards. 1 swords, stole power. This deck can have 1 or 2 dead draws. 1 lightning vortex, destroying our master and stuff. Gravekeepers steal. Alright, now this is how this one works. Steal basically when you have 2 gravekeepers or more in your graveyard, you can activate the steal and select 2 of those gravekeepers and add them back to my hand. This effect cannot be negated by Necrovalley, which means I get my monsters back, especially if I use Royal Tribute, which I don't currently have, but it'll be in my side deck. Plus this card is a pretty nasty combo. I run 3 of that. It is highly underestimated, but I love it. Giant Grenade, since I don't run Heavy Storm in this deck. I am too afraid. Necrovalley is too precious to me. I know, I should run Heavy Storm. Yeah, well. Oh well. I'll learn from my mistakes. Alright, now we have 3 Necrovalleys. The second sole purpose of this deck. This card makes a most meta cripple. Plants are all but destroyed when that card touches the field. Blackwings can play through it, but they can't do their 1-for-1 synchro summoning anymore. Let's see. Light Swans can't use Lumina, and Zombies can't use Zombie Master. So it's a great card. Alright, 1 MST. Obvious reason I don't run Heavy Storm, so I need the destruction power. Alright, 2 Magical Dimensions. This card is there basically for destroying an opponent's monster that I can't destroy on my own. If say I already have one Descendant on the field, I use Descendant effect. I can tribute Descendant during the battle phase and attack. Yes, and kill a monster. Bring out a monster like Visionary or Chief and attack and probably push for game. Alright. Next we have 3 Book of Moons. Reason why 3? 1, it's a great defense card. 2, I use it because I run a lot of cards that destroy that have flip effects. Especially I can abuse Gravekeeper's Guard and Gravekeeper's Spy with that card. Alright, now on the traps. Next we have the Fable, Starlight Road. This in case my opponent runs a Heavy Storm, I can stop it and bring out a Stardust Dragon from my extra deck. Torrential, Staple can destroy all monsters once a monster is summoned. Mirror Force, Staple can destroy all face-up attack position monsters when a monster is summoned. When a monster attacks, opponent monster attacks. Alright, 2 Rider Spirit. Think of it as a monster reborn, but for Gravekeepers, and it cannot be negated by Necrovalley. Next we have 2 Bottomless Trap Holes. This card is just to stop opponents' strong monsters that are usually hard to get rid of, like Armor Master or Goyo. Alright, lastly we have 2 Magician Circle. Basically I can get out any card in my deck, any monster card in my deck, well, Gravekeeper monster, especially Visionary. He's like, especially Visionary with that card. Alright, now we have the extra deck. 1 Red Dragon Archfiend, 1 Thought Ruler, 2 Stardust, I'm not seeing the second one, 1 Catasta, Ally of Justice, 1 surprisingly, Black Armor Master not supposed to be here, he's in my plan deck, so whatever. 1 Brionic, 1 Goyo, 1 Black Rose, 1 Magical Android, 1 Power Tool, 1 Gaia Knight, Queen of Thorns, from my plan deck. I'm using the same synchros. 1 Flamethrower Uruquizas, and here's the second Stardust, whoopee, and 1 Colossal Fighter. Alright, that was that was Team Cyanide's extra Gravekeepers deck. This was Team Cyanide's CJ's deck, which I will be relieving him of very, very soon. Alright then, well, rate, comment, subscribe. Team Cyanide, Team Cyanide out.